All right.
Welcome to Skadoopa Duplicate.
That's not what we call it.
Oh,
So,
that's why I don't do that part.
we're done with the divisional round. We
Yeah.
made our picks. Well, our totals are we're actually tied after everything. We'll go through each game. We'll recap of like who we all picked, and everything, and go with our overall score. So if we start off with what is it? The Patriots and the Chiefs.
Sure.
We both picked the Patriots on this, did we not? Or no, we both picked
No,
Kansas City. I'm
we
sorry.
picked the Chiefs.
Yeah, we both picked the Chiefs.
Well, in our defense, we made these picks early in the week, and I'm not sure if I would have still picked the Chiefs with the knowledge that Edelman and Amendola and Gronkowski are all playing.
I still would have picked the Chiefs because for some reason I thought that Gronk wasn't going to be playing even when he was in the middle
Right.
of the game playing.
After he scored a touchdown, that wasn't wrong. You're just crying. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't him.
But I don't know. I would have had a harder. I might still would have picked the Chiefs, but it would have been a harder choice for me because I really just thought the Patriots were too beat up to do it.
Right,
But
right.
that's not what happened at all. They're healthy, they might have the best offense in the league. I don't know. They're in the running. But yeah, Patriots won at home in Foxborough. Healthy team. I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So we're 0-1 on that.
yeah.
Then the next game we have Arizona and Packers. For some reason, I forgot in mid video last week that you picked the Packers. I forgot that you picked the Packers before we started this video. But
Yeah.
we did both pick the Packers to win this.
Yeah. Well, after that Redskins game, they just had so much momentum and they looked more like themselves. And
Yeah.
the last game the Cardinals have played, they didn't look good at all. They got blown out by Seattle, and I didn't really have faith in them.
What's
And
more
so I
ironic
just
is
picked 'em.
that in this game particularly, they looked more like the undefeated Packers the first 6 games than they
Yeah.
ever did. Like even more than the during the Redskins game, and they still,
Yeah. Hey, the Packers showed up, and they showed up how we thought they were going to show up.
yeah,
But the Cardinals showed up looking better than ever, honestly.
right, right, and
Completely
that's
rebounded. Completely rebounded and won a close game.
right. So now we're 0-2 on everything.
Yeah!
Yeah, we're good so far.
It's alright, I have a feeling that my picks are about to turn around.
So then next we had Carolina and the Seahawks, and this is the one that we split up because I said the Seahawks were not going to be the same team that we saw in Minnesota, and I thought they had what it took to take care of Carolina. And ironically, well, we said this in the actual recap video, but my whole reasoning was because when it comes to fourth quarter time, Seahawks find a way to win, and for whatever reason, they always get the lucky breaks, the lucky bounces. Everything seems to go correctly their way. Uh, Maybe it's because Jesus is the 12th man on their team, but
Not today. Um, Carolina, though, their best part of the game is early, and they put Seattle in such a hole early that didn't matter how good Seattle was doing late, they couldn't come back on. So,
right.
there
So
we go. Carolina pulled it out.
what you're 1 for 2. I'm 0
Yes.
for 3. Ooh.
Yes. You are.
But in the last game, we actually picked correctly. Broncos and the
Yeah.
Steelers. And what's funny is because our reasoning of picking the Broncos was for a beat up Steelers team. And despite being, apparently on life support, as people were calling it, they still played a hell of a game. And, I guess we're still ultimately picked the right team, but it was much closer than we anticipated. At least say
Well,
that.
Ben Roethlisberger, he did have a pretty decent game, but the reason this game was close was because Pittsburgh's defense kept Denver from running away with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it could have got ugly, and it started to slip away from them. Towards the end, when Denver finally got in the end zone. So,
Right. So after
never.
everything, this week you're 2 for 4. I was 1 for 3. If we carry over our scores from the wild card weekend, that we're tied right now, 5 for 8.
Right.
We're over 500 at least. You can say
Yep.
that.
Like a 9-7 team that just missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Or a 6 seed somewhere.
Yeah, we're probably the Falcons.
Hell, you know what? The Texans were 9-7. They made the 4th seed, so maybe not.
I'd rather just not make the playoffs. It's bad. So yeah, this week. I don't
Championship
remember which
round.
game is first.
I don't either, actually.
Whatever. Just I think it might be
Patriots and
AFC.
Broncos are first.
Yeah, okay. So the Manning and Brady Bowl 17, right? ESPN can cream their pants all week over this.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
really though, it is historic because it might be the last matchup,
Yeah, it might be.
and it. I mean, especially considering it's the highest stakes game they could possibly meet it.
Yep.
So it's a fitting note. If this is how the rivalry is going to go out, this is the way to do
Yeah.
it. AFC Championship, Super Bowl berth on the line. I like it. I like the matchup.
Yep.
So let's break this down. Who you got?
Oh, you're putting it on me first?
Yeah, I'm letting you go first. Ladies first this time.
Ooh. Well, thank you, first of all, for being a gentleman.
Right.
And secondly, I'm going to pick. Both of these games are really hard for me, but it pains me to say it because I want Broncos to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I think Patriots are going to win this game, though.
I have the exact same sentiment that you do.
Really?
I would rather see Manning go to the Super Bowl and have a storybook ending just like Elway, win the Super Bowl, retire.
Yeah.
But the Patriots looked like the better team this week.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they played a team that was better. No offense to Pittsburgh fans, just you were beat up. Let that be your excuse. But they played a team that I thought was a little bit better, and they did better. They looked better against a better team, I think.
You know what, though? This game's not Foxborough.
You're right. That's the difference. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but the big question, and we alluded to this in the Broncos video, the big question, Peyton Manning, probably not at this stage of his career, probably can't keep up with Brady touchdown for touchdown,
No.
like regular. But his defense is not a regular defense.
Yeah.
That's why they're a first seed. They haven't had to get into these shootouts, That's not the kind of team they are. So the defense is going to be the deciding factor. Can they hold Brady down? And if they do, Denver's got a shot. If they can't, I don't think that the Denver offense can keep up with Tom Brady.
You know what I wish that we could have watched before the Broncos and Steelers game is the Steelers and the Patriots go at it during the playoffs. Because I would truly like to know what the Steelers defense can do against Brady and just how much that Ben Roethlisberger and Martavius Bryant and Antonio Brown could actually get into a shootout with Brady. Like that's kind of like almost a bigger. I shouldn't say a bigger game, but it was just a game that would have been really awesome to see. Like just to see what maybe the
Well, we
other
saw it
potential
in week
was.
1.
It was different then, though. Both those
Right.
teams were
I
different.
know.
Yeah, but I know what you mean
It
too.
probably would have been similar to that game, though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That being said, you know what? Since this game is not at Foxborough and it's gonna be in Denver, I'm gonna switch my vote and I'm gonna vote.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Denver. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I think Brady and Manning are not gonna put up huge numbers, and it'll be very defensive. And the deciding factor, honestly, is if the Broncos can get defensive touchdowns to outscore Brady, which they could.
Turnovers, at least.
Yeah,
I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm sticking to my gun.
you're gonna stick to your guns. I'm gonna stick with what. I'm gonna stick with my heart. And my heart is with Manning right now.
Your heart will get you into trouble, dude.
No, that's my dick.
Oh, they're connected. Scientific facts. Anyways, moving along. NFC Championship. Carolina, Arizona. I'm just gonna throw it out on the table.
Okay.
No build up, not stalling for time, not talking, not making you wonder who I'm picking.
Okay.
Ah, shit! I ran out of shit to say to
So
make you wonder.
you are, yeah, you are making us wonder.
I know I was doing
Anyway.
it the whole time. I was lying. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the drum roll.
How long are you make me do this?
I was just wondering how long you would do it.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Carolina Panthers.
Woo!
I know,
Yay!
it's shocking, right? Number one seed. I think that second half they got up so far ahead. I kind of feel like the defense let off a little bit when they shouldn't have,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what let Seattle back in the game. I seriously doubt they're ever going to get a lead like that against Arizona, where they'll ever feel comfortable enough to step off the gas. And I think they're going to keep they're going to play that way. I think they're going to have a full game. I think they're going to win the game. That first half team, the way they looked in that first half, I think that's the best team in the NFL if they show up playing like that. I mean, they were just clicking on all cylinders, running the ball, passing the ball pretty well. Well, the first drive, they didn't even have to pass the ball. Pick six, they look like they're a complete team. And I just, no offense to the Cardinals, I just think they're better. So I'm picking them.
I
That's generally how these things work, right?
yeah. I am also picking Carolina in this game.
Okay. That's why you switch your picks.
And
See, I was misjudging you. I'm thinking he's going Arizona. I'm cool with having the same AFC pick.
you know
And you're like,
the
this
reason why
motherfucker's going
the reason
Carolina.
why you probably figured I was going to Arizona is because we talked about a little bit about this last week, or yeah, it's last week sometime, and I thought Arizona was going to go all the way to the Super Bowl.
Right. That's
But
exactly.
I saw how Arizona played at home. I saw how Carolina played at home. Carolina's playing at home again. I think
Yeah.
Carolina is the better team, so I'm switching it. I everything you said pretty much sums it up. They're gonna be at home again. Uh, they the crowd is super into it. The team is super into it. And I've been saying this for weeks now that this team doesn't feel the pressure on the line for whatever reason it is. They're out there and they have a fun time, and it almost like pisses other teams off. They're like, "You're in the championship game. Like, aren't you? You know, you're in the playoffs. You're number one seed. Aren't you feeling the pressure?" And they go, "No, we're fine. Just play the game." And they're cool as a cucumber about it. And I think that helps out a
I
lot.
think losing helps because there is no pressure anymore. They're not a dynasty team that's been here, done that. So
Yeah,
there's not really a whole lot expected out of them, and they don't have a perfect season they're trying to get anymore. So it's just kind of like just go out there and see if you can do it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if you
That's true.
don't, then everyone's just gonna be like, well, the same old Panthers. Like it's not like there's any pressure to like live up to something. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's not. This isn't Tom Brady out there. You got to go to the Super Bowl. Got to win the Super Bowl.
I
This is
will
just
say
the
this though.
Panthers having their best run they've ever had.
I will say this: if Carolina makes to the Super Bowl and they win this game, I think it's well deserved. You already said they look like the overall better team, if not possibly the best team in the entire NFL. Offensively, defensively, they're complete. They got everything working for them on all cylinders. But if Arizona proves us wrong and they do win it, I also feel that they completely deserve to be in the Super Bowl. I would like to see Carson Palmer with a ring. I would love to see Larry Fitzgerald with a ring. I would like to see even you know Chris Johnson. They said will probably be able to play by Super Bowl time if they make it that far. Chris Johnson, another good one. To have a ring. Even Dave Johnson have a
A
ring.
lot of good stories on that team,
Yeah,
honestly. A lot of older guys, or I should say veterans, really.
yeah.
They've just been around the league, and they just never have won the big one.
Like Michael Floyd, John Brown. I mean, just
Yeah.
amazing wide receivers that almost I feel like get overlooked sometimes uh, in the grand scheme of things, but they are that good. They're as good as any other top 10 wide receiver that anybody wants to talk about. And with all of that, I'm not going to be disappointed by this game. whoever comes out as the winner in this outcome. Unlike the AFC side, where if Broncos don't win, I'm be like, oh man, I would like to see Manning in another Super Bowl at least. But it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. Good guys don't win in football. The best guys win in football.
It's true.
That's the bottom line.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Look at the Steelers in the '70s. Look at the Raiders and
Look at
the
Seattle 2 years ago.
yeah.
Damn. I just burned Seattle.
Well, they're not in it anyway, so
They beat Peyton Manning. I don't give a shit. It's fuck off. Oh, man. I had something good to close this episode out,
yeah.
but during our discourse, I completely forgot what the fuck it was.
Oh,
So, sorry, disappoint.
you should be.
So I have to tell my mother every time I see her.
Do you remind her? Or does she remind you?
Both.
Okay. Anyways, awkwardly, let's go into the final recap of everything that you could follow some. What?
Oh, fucking, I'm done.
Okay. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And make sure to watch our late call. You can watch other picks from the previous weeks and everything. Anything. Make sure to leave us a comment if you have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're still doing this?
Make sure to leave us a comment if you are Macho Man Randy Savage. Make sure make sure to leave us a comment if you agree or disagree.
Ric Flair. Woo!
Or
Hogan.
what about Ultimate Warrior? You can't even do it, can you?